Assalamu alaikum. How are you, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. That's English podcast, guys. No comments in Arabic, please. So this is the first episode of breakdown series in English language, guys. A lot of guys was texting me, sending me emails, writing comments about starting an English show or a show in English. So I considered doing a live show every Sunday in English for English speaking followers, our brothers around the world. Because in the top 5%, in the top five countries who's following me is United States and United Kingdom. And I know we have a lot of brothers who do not speak Arabic. So I do consider I started. This is the first episode of Breakdown series, and in every single episode of this series, I will do a breakdown for a specific video or article, like trending video or interview in general. So let's do it. عليكم السلام يوسف. حياك الله يا يوسف. أهلا عبد الله. So, okay, today I'm breaking down a very famous video, got around 250,000 view on YouTube, which is Amber Heard for the first interview after the trial, after the court final decision. And she was talking about what happens with her. Okay, you need to take under consideration that uh, this character like officially diagnosed with borderline disorder and some narcissistic tendencies and histrionic personality disorder. And I want you to look it up. What does it mean to have these disorders, which is like the narcissistic tendencies, the borderline personality disorder, and the what is the third one? The histrionic personality disorder. Look it up, guys. So, comments on this series should be only in English for English speaking brothers. So, let's jump into it. Okay. Here is it. I will leave it in the medium size. And we will start line by line, sentence by sentence. And I'll give you my analysis on it. Like the video, by the way, if you didn't like it yet.
It's been about more than a week since the verdict. As you sit here with me now, has it sunk in?
How could it? Surreal and difficult, in part, yes. This has been a long time coming.
Do you stand by your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony. I think
She didn't learn the lesson yet, guys. She didn't learn the lesson yet. Do you stand by your accusation while everybody on this planet knows that it is not real? So everybody know you're lying. Everybody know you're liar. And until now, she's still consistent, confirming the accusation, the false accusation, of course. So, God damn it. Yusuf here saying narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition in which people have a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationship, and lack of empathy for others. Let that sunk in your mind, guys. Again, once again, thank you, Yusuf. I appreciate it, bro. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition in which people have a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and lack of empathy for others. Lack of empathy for others. How do we know she have lack of empathy for others? It is simple, guys. It is not that complicated. So when you see how she continued her life after destroying the man career, he lost almost everything, everything, all contractors, all companies, all producers, they broke up every single contract that he had, except like Dior company. That's the only company that did not let him. And that's not because the companies is bad, generally speaking, but they care a lot about their reputation and they care a lot about what's been said in the media. So they were under a tremendous pressure of the media in general. So they have to do such things. You need someone with balls to not do it, like Dior. But generally, companies care about profit. They do not care about right or wrong. You have to understand this. In the business world, there is no morals. There is no morals. There is no right or wrong. There is profitable and non-profitable. That's how like businessmen or investors or like net wealth individuals take their decisions. There's no right or wrong. So after she did all of that, she continued her life like she did nothing. That's how we know she had a lack of empathy, a lack of empathy. And and another point here from the definition. Thank you for you. Thanks for Yusuf again. How do we know she have a deep need of excessive attention and admiration? And that's in common also with the narcissistic personality disorder, the histrionic personality disorder. The histrionic personality disorder character need have the deep need of excessive attention. So these type of personalities, they or these type of characters, they used to exaggerate what what do they face. They are so dramatic, like, so they exaggerate the drama that happened to them. Like if they're stung by a bee, by a single bee, they'll tell you that my life was in danger. In danger. I was breathing like so fast. I thought I'm dying. So they will exaggerate what happened to them to get attention and empathy from people. And that's in common between these two personality disorder, which is the narcissist, and who have histrionic personality disorder. They have deep need for attention. And Amber Heard got them both. So can you imagine? So she still, and by the way, they are so stubborn. They are so stubborn. So even after the final decision of the court that cost her around, like, I don't know, the estimation 8 to 10 million to 15 million, they reduce it to 10.8 million. So it costs her around 10 million, let's say, for the sake of argument. And after that, every single person on this fucking planet, they know deep down that she was lying. Johnny Depp is not an abuser. She mentioned his ex that he pushed her over the stairs, and they brought her ex and she said, no, that's lie, he never pushed me. So everyone knows that you are a fucking liar. Everyone knows. And when the host asked her again, "Do you still consistent with your accusation of Johnny Depp for abuse?" She said, "To the time I'm to the last time of my life, until my death, I will be consistent." Yeah, you're a fucking liar. That's so simple. Everybody know that. So at least take the L. Look, guys, women in general can take the L. Generally speaking, like very few minority of women can take L, can tell you, yes, I take the L. Yes, I lost. Yes, I admit that I was wrong. I admit and I want to make myself better for next times to not take the L again. Very tiny minority of women can take L. The vast majority of them cannot. So that's general statement. That's general statement. It's not an absolute statement. So there's a difference between generalization and certainty. I'm not saying every single woman on the earth, no. The majority of them, they do not take L's. They don't know how to, because most of them never used to, especially when they was young, especially a beautiful woman. A beautiful female doesn't know how to take L, generally speaking, because then they never have to. Everybody is lying to them to take an advantage of them. So everybody will tell them that you're right. They didn't got accountability, like they do not held accountability from people around them because they are so beauty, so they have that aura of beautiness and attraction and sexiness around them. So most of men around them do not hold them accountable, because if you did, you will lose her, and men prefer not to lose attractive women, so they will lie to her. So how gonna she develop a sense of self accountability? They do not. They do not. It's simple as that. Keep that in your mind, guys. Okay, very true. Corporations have no morals. Rule one of business: do you make a profit? Exactly. That's totally true, Miles. Yusuf, also, narcissistic personality disorder involves a pattern of self centered, arrogant thinking and behavior, a lack of empathy and consideration of other people. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So let's continue. Check this out, guys.
Think vast majority of this trial was played out on social media. I think that this trial is an example of that gone haywire, gone amok, and the jury is not immune to that.
You think the jury saw it?
How could they not? I think even the most well-intentioned juror, it would have been impossible to avoid this. Every single day I passed for 3, 4, sometimes 6 blocks, city blocks lined with people holding signs saying, "Burn the witch."
Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Okay. So Amber Heard is stupid. And I'll let you know why. Why she's stupid. And usually very attractive women stupid. Why? Because they do not practice their mental capabilities because they don't have to. It's like fat people. They do not practice. They do not exercise. That's why they're fat. So stupid people, they do not train their mind. That's why they're stupid. There is no inherited. There is no genes force you to be stupid. Everyone have capabilities from genetic point of view to be a smart person, to be let's say, to have some intellect, yeah, but you need to train. You need to train your mind as much as you need to train your muscles. So attractive, very attractive female. By the way, like scientists says, she have the most attractive face on the earth, based on scientific measurement, such as the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. The golden ratio, the measurement of her face parts is so symmetrical that she is so attractive among other women. She is so attractive from scientific point of view. She might be the most attractive. She have the most attractive face on the earth, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But that is not enough, and I'll tell you why. We always say men are visual creatures, and that's right. Men are visual creatures, but that's not all. So why most of men on in the world have no empathy and no admiration towards Amber Heard right now, while she's so attractive because of her behavior. That's why. So, physical attractiveness or visual sexual stimulation, to put it like in more accurate words, visual sexual stimulation is one part, but that's not all. Okay, even with men, while they are so visual creature, we are visual creature. We men, we are very visual creature, but that does not give you free of jail card of being a bitch. No, sorry, sorry. Everybody lose attraction for a woman when she acts certain way. So why do people in general, does that give you any hint, like Amber Heard, like why do a lot of people hate you? And as she says, she was driving 6 blocks far from the court, and she see people shouting, "Burn the witch!" Like people do not like you. People hate you. Why? Because you're falsely accused and destroyed a innocent man. That's why you you have no mercy at all, no empathy at all. That's why, like, you're diagnosed as narcissistic or have narcissistic tendencies. That's why. And by the way, this is dangerous, like to accuse the jury that they pick a side. The juries are a human being, but they have mind too. So they can see the evidences, and they can see uh, like when they speak to you in the court, when you've been questioned by the attorneys, they have mind, they have logical mind. So they do not choose the jury out of like people, like regular people, or let's say idiot people that are ruled by their emotion all the time. No, they have to have sense of justice inside them. Yes, cloud and social media and blah blah blah, it does have that effect. It does have effect, but it is not all, because they have mind. Like most of them, I assume most of them are intelligence people. So we can trust their judgment, let's say. So she's using that excuse as they are human, like how they can't pick a side. Can you use this argument with the last court before that, who destroyed this man's life? Why there is no empathy? There's no such excuses that Me Too movement believe all women bullshit played a big role in that court and destroyed an innocent man's life. Why? So you can use the excuse when it benefits you, and you do not use it in the other way. When you destroyed this man's life, when he chopped his finger and walked away like nothing happened. Really. So if the jury did not pick your side, so they've been affected by the clout and the social media and the social pressure. So that does not make sense. That does not make sense at all. Hmm. Watch out for fat shaming gangs. I do not really give a fuck, Yusuf, you know that. So I do not really give a fuck about what people say at all. They do not affect my judgment. They do not affect my psyche. So getting back to Amber Heard speaks out.
Death to Amber. After 3.5 weeks, I took the stand and saw just a courtroom packed full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans who were vocal, energized.
Can you put into words how that felt?
This was the most humiliating and horrible thing I've ever been through.
That's good. That's good. Finally, in your life, you feel that you're humiliated for your bad decisions and for your choices. And does he blame Johnny Depp because people love him? Jack Sparrow's fan. The court was full by Jack Sparrow's fan. People like this man for a reason, but you cannot blame him because people like him, and you cannot blame them because they hate you after they find that you're you're a histrionic and narcissist person. Is that easy? Is that easy to digest, guys? Let me hear your opinion in the comments. So you cannot blame the man for his fame because he's innocent and people know that and they have empathy for him after you destroyed his life, chopped his finger, and pooped in his bed. And you deny it. It is the dog. Really. Really. The man was shocked. Everybody was laughing. So you can't do that. No, you can't. You can't blame people for loving or admiring this man because he's a good man. Okay, I'm not saying that Johnny Depp is very masculine, tough man, but he's good man. He's good man. He have good intention. Like he helps like elderly people. He support and help the children who have cancer. Like he have some good intention, and all of his exes and people who's involved in a relation with him, they say the same thing, except you. So who's lying? Of course it's you. Of course, definitely. You was sleeping with five different men while you was in a marriage with Johnny Depp. Come on, they caught you. They caught you on camera. You're a cheater, bitch. So you can't blame the man because people love him, and you can't blame them because they hate you. They have to hate you. Your cheating spouse, abusive, chopped the finger of her husband, abused him, hit him. I was not punching you, I was hitting you, as the hitting is okay. So I was not punching you, I was hitting you. Ooh, So does that make it better? God damn it. I was laughing every single day on this trial. Every single day I was laughing. Okay. Let's get back.
I have never felt more removed from my own humanity. I felt less than human.
Let's go back to the day of the verdict.
She felt less than human. And by her saying that, she says, I felt less than what I used to feel in the past. The affection, the attention, the cheering of the people around you. Yeah, you're used to that. You're a beautiful woman. You're attractive, and you're a star. You're a Hollywood star. So, yeah, you didn't used to that. That's why she's saying, I felt like that. I felt that I'm less human. Translation is, I felt less than I used to feel in the past before this trial, because everybody was cheering you up. Even after you destroyed this man's life, chopped his finger and destroyed his life, everybody was cheering you up. After you pooped in his bed, everybody was cheering you up. When you got the perfect response from people, you felt less human. Whoa. Does that surprise anyone? Does that surprise any one of you guys? For me, no. Like, that's very predictable from people to hate an abuser. I saw that coming, so no surprise.
Were you feeling confident?
That's a great question. I wish I could say yes to that. I want to say yes to you, but it would.
Because you're a lying bitch. That's why you can't say yes. You feel confident. I wish I can say yes. You know why? Because people who tell the truth feel confidence. People who lies and falsely accuse other people do not feel confidence. If you're a lying bitch, you can't feel confidence. You can't. That's just human nature. You can't feel confidence about putting someone in the jail or destroying his life, chopping his finger and pooping in his bed and hitting him several times and cheating on him with several different men, and then accuse him that he was the bad guy. You can't feel confidence about that. You can't. You are unable of feeling confidence. That's no surprise. That's totally logical.
Wouldn't be true. Even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. There was another trial, dealt with the same substantive issues that had even more evidence in. In fact, my evidence was largely kept out, really important pieces of evidence kept out. Done differently, handled differently by a judge instead of a jury.
Some evidence is admissible in a UK court that is not admissible in a US court. Do you think that maybe he
That's the system. That's the system. So when you play by different set of rules, you don't like it. The rules that do not support an abuser and self-centered bitch. You don't like it right now, huh? But you like it when you destroy the man's life, when he lost tens of millions and he lost everything that he was building in the last 2 decades. You was okay with that, right? But when you played by different set of rules in the United States court, that does not suit me. That means I will lose. No, I don't like this set of rules. Really. As the host says, Some evidences are permissible in the United Kingdom court and are not in the United States court. So you're playing by different set of rules. But this is the law. Like that's the reality. If I might do something here and it will be totally legal. If I did it in another country, it will be totally illegal. So whose fault is that? It is my fault because I did not understand the differences between this country and this country. I believe like your attorneys, they have to explain that to you. They have to, because that's their job. So yeah. And of course, look, anyone lose in the court. Anyone lose in the court. Of course, he will tell you such excuses. Oh, I have evidences that, like, if it shows up in the trial, it will change everything. Okay, okay. It will change everything. Change what? I don't think so. Why is that laughing? Watch out for fetch. Okay, we got that before. So yeah, you have to accept it. You have to accept it. English comment, guys. No Arabic comment here. English comment.
You just had better lawyers.
I will say his lawyers did certainly a better job of distracting the jury from the real issues.
For some people, they just were frankly disgusted by the whole thing and don't have much sympathy.
Of course, when you see this poop on in your bed, even on someone else's bed, you have to be disgusted. Yeah, regular people like feel disgusted when you see human, what they call it, human vesicles or something. It is shit. You see shit on your bed, you have to be disgusted, of course. So that's regular to feel disgusted about what you did, Amber. Sorry.
For either one of you. Can you understand that?
Absolutely. I would not blame the average person for looking at this and how it's been covered and not think that it is Hollywood brats at their worst. But what people don't understand is it's actually so much bigger than that. This is not only about our First Amendment right to speak.
But here's the thing about the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects free speech. It doesn't protect lies that amount to defamation. And that was
Boom. Whoa. The First Amendment is about give you the freedom of freedom of speech. So it does not give you a permission to lie. That's it. And destroy someone's life. After pooping in his bed, abuse him physically, and chopping his finger. So you really do not understand the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, yeah, you have the right to speech, but do not falsely accuse an innocent man and destroy all of his future because you have the freedom of speech. That is not freedom of speech. You are self-centered bitch. Destroyed an innocent man's life. That's not freedom of speech. That's why I'm telling you, she's stupid. She do not understand the basics, guys. I'm not an American. I never lived in the United States. But I understand these things. I understand the First Amendment. I understand what does it mean to have a freedom of speech. You have a freedom to speak whatever you want. But if you lied and destroyed someone's future by falsely accusing him, you're gonna be judged for that. Don't judge me. Yeah, the court will. You're welcome.
The issue in the case.
Yes, exactly. You can't go into the free speech does not protect you if you go into a crowded theater and you scream fire. We get the concept of free speech from the Greeks. My understanding of what that means is not just the freedom to speak. It's a freedom to speak truth to power.
Oh, yeah, really. Really. So you do understand. Mm. If you really understand it, like not saying it, I can say whatever I want, I can say anything. But do I really believe what I say? Here's the borderline. If you really, like genuinely understand and believe what you saying, so why did you did what you did? Why you did that? Why you falsely accused an innocent man and destroyed his life? So let's go on.
The truth is the word.
Yes.
And that was the issue.
And that's all I spoke. And I spoke it to power, and I paid the price.
No, you lying bitch. You did not say the truth. You did not tell the truth. No.
In the closing arguments, the Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer. I had listened to weeks of testimony insinuating that, or saying quite directly that, I'm a terrible actress. So
No, you're not terrible actress. They will never pay you millions to act in the movies if you was terrible actress. You will never be in Aquaman if you're terrible actress. So cut the bullshit, please. No. She's still, guys, I need you to understand that. What she's doing is she still seek attention until now by playing the victim role. She still seek the empathy from people until now. But it is so hard. It is so difficult. You can't. After everyone knows that you are the bad person, you cannot seek attention and empathy from the general public. Because general public do not have IQ in general, but they are not so stupid to fall for that. So when I have no empathy for you, most people do not have empathy for you because they know the truth. So you can't do that. You can't fool us. You cannot fool people by keep playing the role of victim. You can't. You can't. Sleep with different guys in the man's house, in Johnny Depp house, in the evenings. Do gangbangs, sleep with men and women in the same time, like Elon Musk. Yeah, is that okay when you're married? No. Every person, like average person, know that you're bitch. You're a slut. Yeah. Guys who like anyone who's very sensitive from the way I talk, like I talk like that all the way. So do not give me any comment about that because it will never change. Okay? So everybody know that you're a slut. So how you're playing the victim? You can't. You can't play the victim after everybody saw that. Everybody saw that by their eyes, including the jury and the judge and everyone on this planet who watch the trials. Yes, still playing the victim card. Yeah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Not now. No, No, thank you. People are not stupid that much. People are not stupid to fall for that. You can't keep playing the victim here.
I'm a bit confused how I could be both.
The Depp team argued that you were the abuser, that you instigated physical violence. Did you?
I never had to instigate it. I responded to it. When you're living in violence and it becomes normal, as I testified to, you have to adapt.
You say you were responding, but there is evidence. There are tapes in which you acknowledge hitting. There are tapes in which you say, I started the fight.
I know much has been made of these audio tapes. They were first leaked online after being edited. What you would hear in those clips are not evidence of what was happening. It was evidence of a negotiation of how to talk about that with your abuser.
But I am looking at a
That does not change anything. Why? Because if you says, I started the fight, I was not punishing you, I was hitting you. These statements, if you took it out of the context, it does not change anything. So if you said it in the beginning, in the middle, or in the end of the whole argument, the whole discussion, does not change anything. If I said, I started the fight, that means I started the fight. I started hitting you. I started the physical altercation. That's so clear. You can't edit that. And you admitted that you hit him. You admitted that you throw the bottle in his hand and it's almost chopped his finger off. You admitted that. So this is not false. People are not stupid. This is extremely resistant to changing her behavior, even when it's causing her problems. Her tendencies is to turn the blame to others and her ex. Yes, exactly, exactly. She do not want to change her behavior. She's still playing the consistent victim with the victim card, as Miles was saying. Yeah, you can't. You can't. It's over. Game over. You can't do that.
transcript that says, he says, you start physical fights, and you say, I did start a physical fight. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. I mean, this is in black and white. I understand context, but you're testifying.
As I was just saying, guys, this is black and white. This does not need context. No, it is very clear.
And you're just telling me today, I never started a physical fight. And here you are on tape saying you did.
As I testified on the stand about this, is that when your life is at risk, not only will you take the blame for things that you shouldn't take the blame for, but when you're in an abusive dynamic, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, you don't have the resources that, say, you or I do, with the luxury of saying, hey, this is black and white, because it's anything but when you're living in it.
But then there are other times.
That's just a bunch of bullshit, guys. That does not mean anything at all. From my point of view, that's just a bullshit. It's different when you have like a psychological toxic dynamic and like you're living it and blah, 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 bullshit, blah. And when he says very clearly, I started the physical fight and I do not promise you to not start another fight after. That's so clear. So clear. I broke the window. Oh, you have to understand the dynamic and the psychological like pressure and like uh, the window. That's bullshit. I broke the window. That means I broke the window. It's so clear. Psychological bullshit and like these excuses. That's emotional tornado that she's trying to drag you in. That does not mean anything. No, that's a bunch of crap.
There's another tape where you're taunting him and saying, "Oh, tell the world, Johnny Depp, I, a man, am the victim of domestic violence."
20-second clips or the transcripts of them are not representative of even the 2 hours or the 3 hours that those clips are excerpt from.
Could your side have just put the whole
That means nothing. You know why? Because you said that and you said nobody will believes you because you're a man. The victimhood mentality is loud and clear because we as a woman are the victims all time. We can't be the criminals. We can't. And you as a man is the bad guy all time. And you can't be the victim. That's what she's saying in another language, guys. That is clearly what she's saying in another language. So nobody will believes you because you're a man. Go and tell the world that you, the man, Johnny Depp, is a victim of domestic violence. Nobody will believes you because you're a man. That is the same crap that feminism teaches women. That's one of the fundamental agenda of the feminism. All men are bad. All women are victim. All women are angels. All men are predators. That's the basic belief. That is 101 feminism. And she is part of it. She is part of it. I wanted to say, like, that's sad, but no, it is not sad. I enjoy it. I enjoy hearing her crying. I enjoy her hearing her crying. I enjoy that she felt humiliated because you have to. Do any one of you guys feel have empathy for child rapist when he hit the jail? Do anyone have empathy? No. Why? Because you know he's a criminal. Why do you have empathy? Some of you have empathy when you know female is a predator and she's getting punished for her crimes. You shouldn't have this empathy. No, I don't. I don't. She's not taking accountability for her abusive behavior and still playing the victim again and again. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, yeah. She's stupid to that degree. Attractive women in general are stupid, but she's so stupid. So stupid. She never, like, she never used her mental capabilities, like the logical mathematical intelligence. I bet she never used it. If you have any sense, you will stop playing the victim. People will respect you, in fact. Really, people will respect you if you said, yes, I did that and that was wrong and I will never do it again. I will work on myself and I will be a better human being. And I'm so sorry for what happened to Johnny. And own it. Own it. Stop playing the victim card. It's not working at all. We got female viewers. Okay, that's unexpected. Every woman tries to look strong after failure, but Amber Heard keeps acting. Yes, exactly. I totally agree, Mona. Yes, everyone tries to look strong. You don't have to be strong all the time. Like, you're a woman. That's against your nature. Do not play tough all the time. No. Especially when you did something wrong. Do not play tough. No. Own the L. Take the L. admit it, say I did wrong, and yes, that was wrong, and I own it, and I'll try to be a better human being. I will consider psychological therapy for being a bit like for adjusting my behavior. I will book a consultation with Coach Kareem. Let him look into my behavior and help me to adjust my behavior. That's what I do, guys. By the way, but of course, she will never approach me. Feminism is like Amber Turd. Support the channel, guys. Support the channel. I'm trying to get new equipment here, better camera, better like a lot of equipment for you guys. So consider supporting the channel. The link for PayPal for supporting the channel and the website is down in the subscription. And you can super chat here from the down corner with the dollar sign. Yeah, I will appreciate that. If you can't, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share what you like of the videos. By the way, for the English only speaking people here, I have another playlist. It's called Podcast in English. Podcast in English. I did an interviews like amazing discussions with a lot of figures from the manosphere and outside the manosphere. Uh, that was like great discussions. All of them you will find them in a playlist. It's called Podcast English. You will find Rollo, Richard Cooper, Aaron Clary, John from Modern Life Dating, and of course Mahdi and Abu American, and a lot of people, including Daniel. Daniel, I have him like a couple of times on my channel. So if you like my English content, you will find another playlist. But that will be this podcast, the breakdown series will be every Sunday in the evening by our time. I believe by Eastern Standard Time it will be 3 p.m. for the guys in the US. By UK it will be, I don't know, 9, 8, 9 p.m. It is around 10 by Mecca timing. 10 p.m. by Mecca timing every Sunday. And I choose Sunday, by the way, for people to be in a vacation, like in a week. Sorry, in the weekend. So to be free. I hope it's a good day for most of you all. Let's get back to Amber Turd, as Yusuf was saying.
Full 3 hours in then?
I'm not a lawyer. As I testified to, I was talking in those recordings as a person in extreme amount of emotional, psychological, and physical distress.
He
And it
says he
doesn't-
never hit you.
He can't-
Never. Is that
Yeah.
a lie?
Yes, it is.
What about the witnesses who said they have seen you instigate physical violence?
I've seen firsthand how people will file rank and support the person they depend on.
Did they all come in and lie in court?
I am not here to call any of his witnesses any names. I'm here to just kind of talk about it from what it felt like for me as a person who
What it felt for me as a person. God, that's crap, guys. That's bullshit. She's a cold-faced liar. And she's saying, I understand like how people will testify for the person that they depend on. And she faced her with a good question. She's a good host, by the way. She's a good host. So she said, did you say, like, are you saying that everyone come there and lie? And she just distracted, like she felt afraid to say that. Because it can't be. It can't be. 15 or 20 person is lying and I'm telling the truth while the evidence is supporting their statements. You can make that out. It is almost impossible. It's almost impossible with the evidences that they provide. No, No, you can't.
Sat there.
When I asked his lawyers, why do you think you won? And the answer I got was because she never took responsibility for anything she did in the.
That is amazing statement. That is really amazing statement. Why did she fail? Because she never took responsibility for anything that she did. And that's right. That's right. Narcissistic persons, they do not take responsibility for their actions. Borderline personality disorder people, they do not take responsibility. And histrionic personality people, they do not take responsibility. So, yes, she do not take responsibility. Hit the like and share button, guys. As Yusuf says, thank you, Yusuf. Okay, so she do not. That's the main reason. That's why even the jury and everyone in the court, actually, everyone in the court, including her attorney, she know deep down that she's lying, but she have to do her work. She's getting money for it. So everybody knows that you're lying and you're not taking any responsibility for anything, even the shit on the bed. You're not. You're not. You did not apologize in front of anyone. You did not. You did not admit it while the picture is in front of their eyes. No, that's not a formula for success. No.
Marriage.
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout my relationship. I behaved in horrible, almost unrecognizable to myself ways. I have so much regret. I freely and openly and voluntarily talked about what I did. I talked about the horrible language. I talked about being pushed to the extent where I didn't even know the difference between, right and wrong. I will always continue to feel like I was a part of this, like I was the other half of this relationship, because I was. And it was ugly and could be very beautiful.
Mm. A relationship with Johnny Depp is ugly. Uh, I doubt that there is more than 10 million beautiful women on this planet will be happy to be in a relationship with Johnny Depp. The man is so good that even his exes say that he's good. That's almost impossible. That's almost impossible. Women do not cheer up or do not compliment their exes, even if he was like a saint. Usually, women do not. So, a man who's like his exes saying that he's a good man, that's almost impossible. Yeah, and he was in relationship with Johnny, sleeping with 4 or 5 different guys while he was in marriage, and the relationship is toxic or ugly for you. It was ugly for him, I guarantee that, but he keep sucking it for a long time. By the way, guys, who doesn't know, Johnny Depp got have been abused when he was child, like from his family members. So he have a lot of traumas in his childhood. That why he's not tough enough to be the abuser, and that's not good in general. But like you can't tell me that this one is an abuser. He's afraid of physical altercation. He's not that like tough guy. If you've been in a relationship with Mike Tyson and you told me he kicked the shit out of you, I'll believe it. I'll believe it. But Johnny Depp, no way. No way. If you've been in a relationship with Khabib, for example, the world champion in UFC, and you told me he kicked the shit out of you, I might believe it because you're a bitch, like you self-centered slut. Like I might believe this, but Johnny Depp, no, you were sleeping with other men, and he had access to that camera, and he did not hit you. He did not even divorce you. You did. That means like he's a weak man. He's a good man. You can't be the victim in this relationship. And if the relationship was ugly, it was ugly for him, not for you. He's a high net worth individual, famous star that everyone love. He got hundreds of millions, and he have a good behavior. He have good sports. Yeah. So if it was ugly for someone, it was ugly for him. It is not ugly for you. You will never find such men, I believe, in your next life. No.
It was very, very toxic. We were awful to each other. You know, I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes.
She's trying to take accountability after pressure, guys. No, it doesn't work. No. I'm not buying that. I do not buy bullshit. I do not sell bullshit. So I'm not buying that. No.
But a voice told the truth.
There's a text message where Johnny promises total global humiliation for you. Do you feel like that came true?
I know he promised it. I testified to this. I'm not a good victim. I get it. I'm not a likable victim. I'm not a perfect victim. But
It is on the other way. You're a perfect victim. If you was a victim, you're attractive. You have this innocent feature in your face, and it is so attractive from scientific point of view. So most men is biologically wired to like such face and such woman. So if you was a victim, you will be the perfect victim. You said, I'm not a likable victim. Yes, not because of how do you look, because of how do you act. And that's that, as Jordan Peterson say, and that's that.
when I testified, I asked the jury to just see me as human and hear his own words, which is a promise to do this. It feels as though he has.
Having been found liable, are you nervous as we are here today about what you can say now?
Of course, I took for granted what I assumed was my right to speak.
Do you feel like you could be sued again by him for defamation?
I'm scared that no matter what I do, no matter what I say or how I say it, every step that I take will present another opportunity for this sort of silencing, which is what I guess a defamation lawsuit is meant to do. It's meant to take your voice.
Nobody did. Nobody took your voice. Come on. Come on. Like, you're not only playing the victim card, but you're playing the victim card like you're playing the victim in a stupid way because nobody silenced you ever. Like, the whole purpose of this is do not fucking lie. They do not silence you. You can talk. You can speak whatever you want. Do not fucking lie. That's all. It's clear that nobody told you that. Like, you're not, even I believe in your childhood and when you was teenager, you're not used to it, to be accountable for what you say. So that's why it is real shock for you. That was the most humiliating moments of my life. Yeah, yeah, that's how you feel when you caught lying and destroying a man's life, of course, an innocent man.
Life had seemingly moved on, and you decide to write an op-ed. Why did you do that?
Because the op-ed wasn't about my relationship with Johnny.
But it alluded to him. It was unmistakable.
What the op-ed was about was, me loaning my voice to a bigger cultural conversation that we were having at the time.
Did you worry? Gosh, I'd love to be a person weighing in on these cultural issues, but that's going to stir this all up again.
I obviously knew it was important for me not to make it about him or to do anything like defame him. I had lawyers, teams of lawyers, review all the drafts of this.
When you wrote this op-ed, it was the height of Me Too. Legions of powerful men being canceled, losing their jobs. Did you want that to happen to Johnny Depp?
Of course not.
God damn it. God damn it. She's a living lie. God damn it. You didn't want this to happen. That's why you lied. You falsely accused him. I have teams of lawyers like checking the drafts before I write anything. Because you're dumb. That's why you have teams of lawyers checking what you want to write to the media. Because you are dumb. Because if nobody's checks what you write or what you says, you'll be in deep miserable spot of the darkest jail on the planet. You chopped the finger of the man and walked away. Damn, you have a good lawyers. If a man did that, he will rust in jail. Flip the scenario, guys. Just flip it for 1 second. And imagine that Johnny Depp did this to her finger and he pooped in her bed. He will be in jail. Sadly, it took a rich man like Johnny Depp to bring this issue to the public. The toxic femininity. The family court system unjustly screwed many fathers who could not afford high legal fees. Yes, and this is thing that you need to understand. He got he got what he deserved, finally, because he's Johnny Depp, and he can spend millions on teams of lawyers, such as the brilliant team of lawyers that he have, because he's Johnny Depp. The regular Joe Schmo, no, he will be destroyed under the grinder of the court if a woman falsely accused him. There is a study in the studies store in my website in redpillarabic.com. Says that it is near 7% what they can justify, what they can count. Near 7% of the accusation from female to man, female to male, like from woman to man, is false accusation. That's what they can count and be sure that it is false accusation. So what if this happened to a regular accountant? He definitely will be destroyed. He will rust in jail. So it does take to be a multi-millionaire to get the payback. unfortunately.
Of course not. It wasn't about him. This was a hoax, is according to his team. Why didn't I cooperate with the police? As I've testified before, and I will stand by until my dying day, I didn't want to cooperate with them. I didn't want this to be out. I didn't want this to be known. I didn't want to cooperate with them because I didn't want this to be, I didn't want to get him in trouble. If it was a hoax, I could have done that.
But 5 days later, you went to court and it came out.
5 days later, I made the decision to stand up for myself and protect myself. You can't get a restraining order in private, which of course I didn't understand the night when the cops were called.
An employee of TMZ testified.
Now she's playing the angel. End of victim card. She's playing the angel. She's saying, welcome, Jawad. She's saying that she didn't cooperate with the police because she don't want to get him in trouble. Oh my God, what an angel saint. I'm not buying bullshit. No, thank you. You did not cooperate with the police because that will hurt you. That's why. So do not play the angel saint. No, no. Victim card and the angel card. Victim card and the angel card. She's just switching between two. No, that does not work.
At court and said that TMZ was tipped off about when you were going to be going to the courthouse and on what side of your face bruises would be apparent. Did you tip off TMZ?
I was going to say, he certainly didn't get tipped off by me or
Did
anyone in my...
anyone you know tip off TMZ?
Why would they? No.
You ask no one to do that.
As I testified to before, it had nothing to do with me.
There are different incidents that you testified to, and the Depp legal team would put up pictures of you publicly right after that or in the days following and saying that why are there no bruises?
Again, it's that thing. If you have bruising, if you have injuries, it's fake. If you don't have any, then you weren't injured.
You had promised to donate the $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity. It was revealed at trial that you haven't done so yet. However, they played a tape where you stayed on the air that you have donated it. Do you think that raised questions as to your credibility with the jury?
Of course. I will donate this money. I'm not after Johnny Depp money. I don't want to destroy him. Okay, did you donate the 7 million, bitch? No. Of course, people will never have empathy for you. Of course. Of course. That's the standard.
I made a pledge, and that pledge is made over time by its nature. And
when you say I donated, you know that everybody thinks that you've donated it, not that you've pledged it. So for the jurors sitting there, do you think they felt like that was you getting caught in a lie?
I don't know, because I feel like so much of the trial was meant to cast aspersions on who I am as a human, my credibility, to call me a liar in every way you can. And
that was the trial. It was a credibility contest.
And
that was it.
This is another.
That's simple. That was it. That's a trial. So, yeah, why are you shocked? She was in a lesbian relationship and abusers in that relationship. Yeah, that's a huge component in the image of Amber Heard in people's mind. So you used to abuse your exes, and that's there's a record of that. He never did to his exes, and there's a record of that. So who should we believe? That's obvious, guys. Support the channel, guys. Like the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It will be every Sunday. This show will be every Sunday, the breakdown series. Every Sunday, I will break down another video. Trending video, article, or interview, podcast, or anything else. But always interesting videos.
They're one of the examples where if you pull back and you think about it, I shouldn't have to have donated it in an effort to be believed. I shouldn't have had to earmark the entirety of that in order to have.
You shouldn't have, but once you said you did.
Right, which is where it was intended to go.
How do you see your future now?
I get to be a mom, like full time, where I'm not having to juggle calls with lawyers.
One day you may want to tell your daughter about this or have to tell your daughter about everything that you've gone through. What would you want to say?
I think no matter.
Unfortunately, like the baby will be a copy of you if she was raised by you. What a poor baby. She wants to be a housewife right now, guys, after she's destroyed publicly. Oh, I want to be with my daughter. I want to be a housewife. I want to be like a mom. Oh, yeah. If the things go the other way, you'll never say that. You'll be, I want to go into my career. I want to make more movies and get more tens of millions and blah, 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 blah. But no, no, no. Nobody's buying that. Sign language. Yeah. Shaming, insult.
Or what, it will mean something. I did the right thing. I did everything I could to stand up for myself and the truth.
On the first day of the trial, you issued a statement, and part of the statement said, I still have love for Johnny.
Yes.
Is that still true?
Yes.
After everything?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Seeking empathy. That's it. She's seeking empathy. I still love Johnny. I chopped his finger, pooped in his bed, hit him several times, and cheated on him with men's and women's, and maybe dogs, I don't know. But I still love him. Bullshit. Women who love her husband will never cheat on him at all. The possibility is zero. Women need an emotional bonding or type of emotional bonding to have a sex with a man. So if any single woman on this planet have a sexual relationship of any kind of type of way of or forms with another man, she do not love her husband or respect him. That is bullshit. That is a miserable way to seek attention and empathy. No, no, no. You're a slut. Nothing more. Sounds like loving a relationship. Yeah. Sleeping with men, women, different men in the same bed, like in the same house of my husband, and hit him like twice a week, and poop in his bed and chop his finger, and I still love him. Bullshit. That is bullshit. You're cold-faced liar. I'm not buying it. No.
I love him. I loved him with all my heart.
And I love beef. I love lamb.
And I tried the best I could to make a deeply broken relationship work. And I couldn't. I have no bad feelings or ill will towards him at all. I know that might be hard to understand, or it might be really easy to.
By the way, guys, when somebody is telling you the truth and doing this move by his head, he do not believe what he says. That's body language. I'm good at reading people, like expression and micro expression and body language in general. When somebody's telling you something and he's doing this, he do not believe what he's saying. That means she's lying. Straight-faced liar.
I understand. If you've just ever loved anyone, it should be easy.
That's a lot of bullshit in one video for me to break down. It really is. Coach Kareem, is it true that some victims of abuse because abusers themselves and some don't? Yes, it depends on the trauma. It depends on the trauma, like how deep the trauma is and how they dealt with it after. Yeah, some people, yes, they become abusers, but who become abusers, he became like becomes so violent, like Ted Bundy, for example. His mom, he's raised by single mom, and he's very famous serial killer in the U.S. Like for guys who doesn't know, so his mom was self-centered bitch, and she was violence against him. Yeah, so he raised in that environment, and he became so violent towards women because he hate the females in general. Since he was young, very young boy, have been abused by female, like who's supposed to be the most, like let's say the closest human to him, his mom. So he killed over 20 women in his life before they catch him. He was a serial killer. Yeah. So, but the type of Johnny Depp is in the other way. He will carry this fear of physical altercation, like it can be very long term, Yusuf. It can be very long term. He will avoid even like, look, any well any well-rounded man, like any decent man, will never tolerate a woman hitting him. If you tolerate women hitting you, you have problem. And this man have problem. He got fear. That's one of the post-trauma syndrome disorder. It is very long time and it's very harsh trauma in his childhood. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, there's two types of people. I hope, guys, you enjoyed the breakdown of this video. If you have any suggestion for trending videos that you think that I should make breakdown in the next Sunday, I suggest you send me the link of the video and like tell me a little bit about it on info@redpillarabic.com. Info@redpillarabic.com. Shoot me an email like by to this email, to the website email, and I will check it out. Do not forget to support the channel. Consider donate to the channel or support the channel or the channel and the website by PayPal, which is Red Pill Arabic. The link is in the description, guys. For whoever ask, like people keep asking in the comment, how can we book a counseling with you? It is through my website. Through my website, the consultation page. And if you can't find it or can't figure it out because the website in Arabic, just send me an email at info@redpillarabic.com and we can arrange for it. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. It will be every Sunday. Keep it up. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be be safe, guys. Thank you. Salam alaikum. Have any difficulties here? Hmm. God bless you. Yeah, I know. I'm still live.